Right now we're standing in a ryegrass field. Most people don't understand that your lawn or a baseball field or a golf course or anywhere you see grass, ultimately the seed is produced somewhere. There's basically two areas left in the country that produce ryegrass and bluegrass. And Roseville, Lake of the Woods County, northern Minnesota, actually produces about 10% of that grass, whereas Washington, Oregon produces the other 90%. So typically, most people think if you just you want grass, kind of like food, you just go to the store and buy it. But ultimately, it does come from somewhere. It is a real niche key market. I think there's less than, well, for sure less than 2,000 producers of grass seed in the country. So we're almost ready to harvest it. It's starting to kind of get that brown color to it. If you let your grass grow up, or maybe on the edges of grass seed fields or your lawn or a pasture or something, you'll see where grass seed has gotten taller. It'll look very similar to this. And the whole braid here is loaded full of seeds. So each one of these little flakes here ultimately is an actual seed. So if you go down to your local grass seed store and you buy a 50-pound peg of grass, this typically will be 30 to 50% of it. This is ryegrass again. So typically the climate has to be cool and wet. And since we're right on Lake of the Woods, that's ultimately what we get is a lot of colder nights and cooler days, shorter growing season, and that's where your grass flourishes. So ultimately that's why it's raised in this area. And Washington, Oregon has that type of climate also. So it is limited geographically to those types of areas, so it keeps somewhat of a controlled market. After we harvest it, it comes off the field roughly 75% grass seed and 25% straw or chaff or whatnot. So there's a co-op in the area that we haul it to that all the farmers are part of, and we get it hammered and cleaned out to 98% purity or better. So it's one thing that keeps the area vibrant. It probably creates directly at least 100 jobs up here alone, indirectly many more than that. So it's an industry that many people in the state of Minnesota probably aren't fully aware of.